friends, it's Peggy from prettypapercards.com, and we're here to make a fun card that could be an all-occasion card, it could be a birthday card, and it could also be a Christmas card. Today we're going to be using the gift-wrapped stamp set from Stampin' Up. It's in our August to December 2020 mini catalog, and it's on page 12, and I wanted to show you how pretty it is. It does come in a bundle with a punch, but we're not going to use the punch today. We're just going to use the stamp set, and we're going to focus on this bow right here. The punch works with these three bows, but we're going to use this cute bow and this sentiment, celebrate in style. So here you can see I've already made it in balmy blue, and this one over here in mint macaron. But today I thought we might use a beautiful rich color, which is rich razzleberry. I bet a lot of you like rich razzleberry. And this card is 4 1/4 by, wait a minute, 4 1/4 this way across and 11 inches tall, and it will be scored at 5.5 inches. And there's our card base. What we're going to do is we're going to put on another piece of rich razzleberry cardstock, 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. But in order to fancy it up a bit, we're going to make it a background piece using the pretty bow stamp and coordinating rich razzleberry ink. It's going to be a tone-on-tone background. So what we're going to do is we're just going to stamp our stamp into the ink, and I'm going to get off a little bit of that extra there, and we're just going to start stamping all over as a background, just arbitrarily to make a pretty background of bows. What kind of bow do you think this is? I was thinking it looks like a wedding, the kind of bow they put on the end of the chairs at a wedding. Don't you think? That's what I've had in mind. Let me know if you think something differently. And we're just going to stamp this pretty bow all over our background piece. And don't you love how the way the tone-on-tone looks? It's a little darker than you would expect, right? But very pretty. There we go. There's our tone-on-tone background. And now what we're going to do is tie on a pretty ribbon. We're going to use today the metallic edge ribbon, silver metallic edged ribbon, which is gorgeous. So I'm going to cut off a piece here, and what we're going to do is we're going to tie it in a knot, because we have a lot of bows going on here. So we're going to tie this in a square knot. Let me be sure I have enough tails coming out there. Okay. So let's tie our square knot. And I want it to be off to the side, at this side down here. So I'm going to pull it down. And let me get it pulled kind of tight. We want it to be, okay, I'm going to hold down under so it doesn't move, hopefully. And then you flip the back piece under. I'm remembering my Girl Scout days. And pull tightly for a square knot. So it's a semblance of a square knot. And I'm going to scooch it up a little bit because I want to have my sentiment and everything centered right here today. So let's see. There we go. There's our ribbon. I think maybe that needs to be trimmed just a bit more, just like that. Okay, and now we're ready to put it on our card base. And I'm going to use some multi-purpose glue to glue it on my back. And I'll put just a little down this edge, just a little bit, enough to adhere it. And then we'll just center that on our card base. There we go. Can you see that? Now I'm still thinking this little bit is a little bit too long. Let me trim it off a bit more. Okay. Okay, good. There we go. Now, there's our card front. Now we get to add the sentiment. And to do that, we're going to cut a couple of pieces of paper using some of my very favorite dies. They're called the Stitch So Sweetly dies. And let me see if I can find them in here. I thought I was all ready, but I'm sure I've got them in here somewhere.